to another episode of Beer for Breakfast ABV. I am Danielle from the morning show on 91X. As always, I have my beer drinking partner in crime with me, Paul Segura.
Aloha!
He is at Carlsbad, and we're drinking beer from Pure Project today. We have Mike and we have Chris with us. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Good to see you guys.
Great to have you guys on the show.
What are we starting out with?
We have our newest core beer. It's called Pure West. It's an unfiltered West Coast India Pale Ale, and kind of like we do with our beers. It's not really brewed to style, it's just kind of brewed with style. Chris,
I like that. Not brewed to style, brewed with style. That is awesome.
That's something our head brewer Wenzel's always said, and he just lives it every time he brews a beer. Chris, I'll let you give some of the notes on this one.
Absolutely. So basically what we're doing this year, which we're so blessed to do, is like we're able to hand select our hops. So what other way than toss it into a West Coast? This one's going to be a Stitcher Mosaic hop, hand selected from Loftus Ranch and Wyckoff Farms. And we're just like, let that puppy shine. And the aroma, kind of talking with Paul. Paul, what are you picking up on this nose?
It smells like a hazy. It's popping with a lot of like sweet orange and a lot of tropical notes. I get like mango, I get guava, hints of blueberry, and a lot of sweet orange. And I beg to differ about not being true to style, because I've had a lot of West Coast, and this one is, honestly, it's one of the best ones I've ever had. It's that good.
It's really good.
Coming from a guy who brews
because Winslow is an amazing brewer.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's something, this one's going to be a little bit softer than a typical traditional West Coast style. Not as bitter on the back end, but definitely still a subtle bitterness to it. We still are using some of the malt profile that we take from our murky IPAs, dialing it back, to kind of let it be a better foundation for the hops in this one, to let the yeast just get out of the way and let the hops kind of communicate with the malt bill to go back and forth. And yeah, we're happy with the way this came out.
I love this beer. It's really, really great, and it's good, especially for this hot weather right now. It's got that little bit of crispness to it, but it still has a lot of body behind it.
I think it's just so fun, and just you guys are nailing it on the head, where you have so much juiciness with tropical fruit, with sweet citrus. You have that body, but then at the tail end, starts lingering, starts drying off. And then you're like, man, it's summer in San Diego. I got to take another sip. And that's why we just can't get enough of it. I tell people when I work down at Bankers Hill or Mira Mar, you guys have to try this. It's super underrated. Who would ever think West Coast from Pure Project? But makes sense.
I'm not going to lie. When I saw that it was a West Coast IPA, I was like, Pure Project's all about the murk. I'm so interested in trying this, and it's so good.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And like you said, for enjoying out for summertime, being out there, I just got to point out that we just about a week and a half ago now launched our new beer garden as part of our Bankers Hill location. So if you're down, we call it Pure at the Park down by Balboa Park. There was a Christmas tree stand across the street from our location out there. And, they only use those things a couple months out of the year. So we negotiated and got it. We've got a pizza truck on site. We've got a bunch of tables. 10 beers on tap. So if you're out there this weekend, beer is going to be flowing. You can get some Pure West in your glass and enjoy the nice afternoon.
Hooray.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Oh, sorry.
Is this a one-off, or is this going to be a core brand? Is this going to be around for us to enjoy for a while?
Yeah, so this is our newest core IPA. For our murky IPAs, we only have we've got 4 rotating quarterly core murky IPAs, whereas Pure West is going to be. It's not going to be a new hop every time. We're trying to keep it sort of in the same category. We don't have huge hop contracts, so we're kind of doing what we can. We've done, I think, 3 can runs of this now, going on 4. So our intent is to keep this going year round, and anytime you feel like you miss having some Pure West in your glass, you can just come down and get some.
I'm digging that a lot. So the
I think-
labels look like, did you guys do a brand refresh on the labels too?
So for our core beers, which right now, the core beers in cans, we have Rain, which is our unfiltered Pilsner, Tropical Mist, which is a misty citrus blonde. We've had Merklands in that category, but that one's on hiatus right now. Romeo and Julius also is our orange vanilla cream ale. And then the murky quarterly core IPAs are all in this same style of can. Just a real simplified design. Pops out on the shelf, and they're color coordinated for each brand, so you kind of can keep an eye on what's what. So the murky IPAs have a black background, so we gave this one a white background, and then the other. So we're just kind of trying. If you see them all together, it kind of makes sense.
It totally makes sense now. I'm used to the black labels.
Right.
Yeah. So now that's why we brought it back.
Going back to the tasting rooms a little bit, because I want everyone to know what's up with you guys and what's going on. When you opened up that Bankers Hill location, the Pure Park, that is such a beautiful tasting room. It is really a shame that we cannot be drinking beer inside, because that tasting room is gorgeous. You guys did a phenomenal job in there.
Well, thank you. And one of our best features at Pure at the Park is that we've got about as much capacity outside on the patio there as we do inside. So even before this COVID situation, that was one of the huge benefits. Man, in the summer, the breeze coming up the hill from the water, it just feels phenomenal. So really, we've doubled that space by having the beer garden over there now.
And it's just so cool in there how you have the trees all going on the ceiling, and then that's also where you hit the speakers for the music. It's one of those tasting rooms that I can tell a lot went into the logistics of how everything is going to set up, which makes me super stoked to check out the new spot in Carlsbad.
Yes, Carlsbad's unreal, and that was something we intended to have open back in May, and well, life kind of came sideways, and so we just opened it back up about 3 weeks ago now, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is something that, just as luck would have it, the way that we got permission from the city to build out both our back parking lot and the street adjacent to it and the sidewalk, we have pretty much the same capacity, somewhere around 80 to 90, as we would in the entire building. So our outdoor seating capacity is just about what it would be if we were completely regularly open for inside service. So we really lucked out on that. Our new location, if you're familiar with Carlsbad at the Village, we're directly, if you get off of the train at the train station, we are the first thing you see.
Perfect.
So note to people who enjoy mass transit, that's a great way to get to us when everybody's up and traveling again. We're on State Street. Yep.
We're also right next to Handel's Ice Cream, which is one of my favorite places in all of San Diego. Their ice cream is incredible. And yeah, and that whole street, we're half a block away from Campfire, which I believe won like a Michelin bid. Like there are some like world-class areas, and in this little area of Carlsbad Village with like some really great coffee roasters, pizza ports in that, a couple blocks away from the beach. You can't beat it, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Our friends over at Senor Grubby's. You go spin the wheel of burritos, go get your burrito at Grubby's, and go around the corner to Pure Project. It's all right there. You don't need anything more.
We love those guys. They've been a food vendor for us a couple of times.
Get the burritos and take Pure Project, eat the burritos with beer, and then ice cream afterwards.
That's a 1, 2, 3 date right there. Like you can't beat. That's the San Diego date. Period.
With the train, there's no driving. It's perfect. Our next beer, I wasn't prepared and I didn't grab a bottle opener. So I'll be right back. You guys start talking about this awesome beer.
You can use mine.
So, New Fashioned is the name of this beer. Barrel aged, 12.3 ABV. I like the San Diego City skyline on there. That's very cool.
Yep.
Once again, a very classy, simple, like clean label. I like this.
And
Black Boozy. Mm.
Ooh,
This
Oh, yeah.
one kind of went through a rebranding because I remember this having like a Mad Men like type of look. We brought it down to 375 milliliters. It's just so much easier to enjoy. When you have those big bottles, you're like, oh, I really don't know if I should open it now, later, or for like a wedding. Enjoy it at home. Small little bottle, 375 milliliter. I believe Mike was working when this was first released. If you want to get into this one.
yes. So we did this around the time of our first anniversary, which means that we brewed it well before our first anniversary, since it's barrel aged. Winslow wanted to mimic the flavor profile of an old-fashioned cocktail. So it's an Imperial sour red ale. We use organic tart cherries in there to brighten it up, and organic orange Valencia orange peel, which if you can get in there at the tail end, you get.
The orange peels are really delicate. Those tart cherries just pop out. And
Absolutely.
They work in symphony with all the other flavors.
I like how the orange peel gives it sort of a slickness to it, like a nice, almost an oiliness. It stays on your tongue a little bit longer for me than the other flavors do. Just really clean, and it's a good this ABV 12.3 on this batch. So it's a nice sipping beer, and I like to serve it, like Chris was saying, for dinner for people who enjoy wine and they're unfamiliar with sour beer. This is a great way to get your feet wet in the sour beer category. Super approachable. All the flavor profiles are just right there. It's nothing nothing you got to wrap your head around.
Also, I would pair it with just about anything you would pair wine with, meats, marinaras, or, a really nice dessert, maybe chocolate or a fruity dessert of some kind.
Absolutely. And like you have that fat, you have the acidity, and then you just have those darker fruits kind of bringing everything together. With this one, like, it's so refreshing. The acidity just pops. It kind of makes your mouth salivate. And we always said, and it sounds like it's kind of odd for a lot of people to hear, but like, we love our hoppy beers, but our hearts are always in our barrel program. And this was actually our first anniversary beer, and we just celebrated 4 years just recently, back in January. That just sounds crazy. And
congratulations!
Thank you. It's been a fun, crazy ride.
Cheers.
Ding.
Much continued success to you guys, and it's awesome to see you guys branching out to different locations throughout the city. Everybody who's been to your tasting room sometimes finds it a bit crowded. There's a lot of people in there usually, and you guys have expanded into adjacent businesses and stuff, and that become available. So it's probably cool for your staff as well to kind of branch out and expand.
Yeah, it's been a process. We're doing all sorts of different things now with that campus, but also it allowed us to have the capacity both to store the amount of beer that we would need for the other tap rooms, but also to kind of get other things going. Like we do online sales. Every Saturday, we've got a in-state shipping for California and Nevada online sales. So if you're watching this from somewhere outside of San Diego, sign up for our mailing list and you can be notified when we do that. So we're shipping beer. Which is something that's sort of new for us. We lucked into a lot of things this year. In January, we launched our shipping program. And then in the end of December 2019, we ordered a canning line, and it was delivered in February of 2020. So we both got our online shipping department up and running and our canning line right as the world went to pieces.
It's like you knew it was happening.
If we were that smart, we'd be doing something else. But
right?
You'd be making masks.
Yes, yeah. But we've been really fortunate, and being such a small company, we're able to turn on a dime. So when we went from being able to talk to people, and I know Chris loves serving beers and talking to people, but when we went from that to go only, yeah, it was a hit, but also we were able to turn on a dime and start canning everything that we made, and we've been, able to meet demand. We're happy to help everybody out with getting good beer.
I think also, like, with having those 3 locations, both Carlsbad, Pure at the Village, the Mira Mar location, Pure at the Park, and now the beer garden across the street. And there's so many employees, and we're really releasing 2 new beers every 2 weeks, essentially, with a barrel-aged sour and a big Imperial stout typically every month. I kudos to the staff. Like, I pushed information, I pushed that education, but they're on top of it. I can't thank them anymore, because when you're doing takeout, you only have that 1 to 2 or 3 sentences to really make an impact and help them guide and say, I'm looking for this, where are we at? And then they come home, they crack it up, and they're like, man, that beer tender really knew their stuff. So much kudos. Education's always the forefront. Ingredients is always the forefront. And it's been a crazy fun ride, honestly. Like, you just got to roll with the punches, honestly.
Chris, your energy and your passion as you talk about Pure Project, you are the beer tender that any person in craft beer would 100% want to come in contact with. The passion behind what you say, and you just make it very simple and easy to understand.
Oh,
that guy.
Kudos to you, man.
Cheers.
Cheers, then.
Well, guys,
I gotta
if there's
remind
one thing you want everybody to know about Pure Project before we go, what is it?
I want to remind everybody that this is a super duper sneak preview of New Fashion. This one doesn't come out to the public until August 6th, which is one good God.
Next week.
Almost in August. Next week. And this comes out. We've got a stout that this is going to be paired with called Pantera that's coming with it. We're selling those online for pickup at our tap rooms. And like I said, with all the online stuff that we're doing, we went from having the Saturday morning lineup for the cans for our specialty releases. Now we're dropping those on Thursday, so you can order them online, pick up within a day or two. No stress of getting out of bed and getting in line anymore. So we're stoked to be able to offer different ways for people to get our products.
Absolutely.
There's going to be a long line for this.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off of that, like having the ability to order online, and then you say, okay, I'm either going to pick up today, tomorrow, or 3 days from now. You're able to like select it. It's all contact free. No longer do you have to stand in line to get cans. You just be there at 10 a.m. on Thursday. Boom. Also, that collab stout is going to be with Mostra, and those guys, small roaster of the year, is going to just blow some minds. And we're having fun, adapting to what's happening, and just kind of getting people, beer fans especially, excited about beer, especially during these times. Drink your beer at home, wash your hands, wear your mask, and be super nice to your beer tenders. They're going out on the front lines, just helping you guys out, helping us out. Yeah. And it's really cool. 1% of everything we make goes back to grassroots organizations helping out heal the earth. So we're always conscious and always giving back, even during these times. It's what we do. It's how we do it. And I don't know. That's it.
Oh, Pure Project. You guys are awesome. Paul, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I just want to say thank you for all your efforts. Everything you just said is truly awesome. You guys are well loved in the community, and it's, keep making great beer. Keep doing what you're doing. Love you guys. I'm happy to see good things continue to happen to you guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Paul.
Yes.
Paul, you're the best.
Please send our love to Winslow and Jesse and everybody else at Pure Project. We miss them. They're all fantastic people. And your following and your fans, they are not quiet. They're everywhere. And it's very easy to realize why you guys are making quality products. So thank you so much to Pure Project.
Yep. Thank you, Danielle. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
And remember, Friday morning, Paul Segura will be joining Marty and I on the morning show just after 9 o'clock for Beer for Breakfast. We will be drinking Pure Project. You can find previous episodes of Beer for Breakfast ABV up at 91x.com. Thank you so much for joining us again, and cheers to independently owned craft beer and radio in San Diego.
Cheers to Pure Project.
91X.